Bitch, let's talk about it, bitch. What the fuck is this? Mm-mm-mm. Chasing Dallas. Bitch, should I say? Bitch, I should have said reunion. Hey, yo, Baldy. Hey, Mike Awesome. Hey, Cat. So, y'all, we here to talk about Chasing Dallas Reunion Part 1. Bitch, let me tell y'all something. That was foolishness. Girl, I was so annoyed in that chat. I wanted to fight. So let me just say this. I feel like everybody looked somewhat good. Sean's outfit, loved it. Londy's outfit, I feel like it really much gave her Men's Warehouse. It gave Men's Warehouse suits. I didn't live. DeAndre, I feel like you could have came to something better, but I feel like you didn't even really give a fuck about your outfit. You just came to clear bitches and really get into it with bitches. Who else? Kiki, you was late as fuck, but you looked the fool. I saw your outfit. You looked the fool. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. I don't really care. Telly, with all the designer foolishness that you had on, girl. Okay, girl. We're gonna get into you after this. We're gonna get into you. Trey looked up. I like Trey's look because Trey is gonna do Trey. Jet, I feel like that Nicki Met Gala look was really, I liked it. Astro, you look clean. You look clean. You didn't look like dirty, dusty, hood booger, like them snotty nosed hood booger kids in the motherfucking alleyways. You look somewhat clean in this reunion. I love that for you. Kissy, fine as fuck. Fine. I think Kissy looked fine. Robin looked okay. Who else? Who else was on this motherfucker? Who else? Okay, that's what I could think of. Let's get into this. Let's get into George and Tedley. Let's get into George looked regular. He looks like his old natural funeral home self. He looked like he just came from the funeral. He put the bitch in 6 feet under, and he went about his day and went to the reunion after the funeral service. That's what it very much gave with his outfit, but that's just what George gives. Let's get into this whole back and forth with George and Tedley. Y'all, I promise y'all. When I literally was watching the back and forth, and I was like, I saw the chat, and the chat was majority on Tedley's side, and I was like, what is with this fanfare for Tedley came from? Why does everybody love this motherfucking bushy brow bitch? Like, I didn't understand, y'all. Hey, Key James, hey, boo. Why does everybody love this bushy hair bitch? This bushy eyebrow having ass bitch. She just gives me phony. And I saw everybody was like giving it to George, like, George is so pressed. Why does George hate Telly so much? It's given very much, Telly paid him. George wanted to fuck Telly. Telly passed on George and he's been mad ever since. And stuff like that. And let me just say this. Let me just break it down to you guys. I can tell for a fact that George has every right to be upset at Tedley and didn't want to take it there. And if you look back at that season, if you look back at their interaction, George didn't even want to talk to Telly. Basically was shooing him off like Nene did Kenya. Y'all remember that episode when Nene shook shush Kenya? Basically like, girl, move over there. Shush, shoo. You know what I'm saying? That's what it very much gave. George was shooing the fuck out of Telly. Telly didn't want to take no for an answer. He wanted an explanation of why their friendship went sour. So George was like, you know what? Here we go. The lights, camera, action. Let me just give you what the fuck you want. Hey, Sean, do not go nowhere. We're going to talk about this fucking reunion. Because I have some opinions. I feel like George was very passionate. And I feel like it's always the passionate girls that really get the backlash. Because we feel so hardly about a friendship diminishing. And then we don't really fuck with this bitch that we was friends with, and we take it to another level with them, and now we going after them, and we really going for the jugular at these bitches. Because it's something has to do with passion, it has to do with integrity, and it has to do with, bitch, you tried to play in my fucking face, and now I'm going to gather you. Because you trying to make me look stupid on fucking television and saying that you don't know what the fuck is going on. You don't know what transpired between us. When you know the fuck, stop playing stupid. Stop trying to play on my top. And I think that's what Telly was doing. Was consistently playing on George's top. He was consistently playing. And what was he pressed about? Mike, what was he pressed about? Do you not remember is the fact that Telly came up to George. George did not come up to Telly. That's what I'm not understanding. I feel like when everybody in the collective say one thing, there's a whole bunch of people who is listening to this one narrative and they just take it and run with it. So one person say that George is pressed, then everybody want to run with that narrative. Everybody want to run with the narrative that George is pressed. I don't think George is pressed. I think George is frustrated that this bitch is literally on camera playing stupid when you know for a fact, you know why our friendship is where it's at. Because that's like with me. If I like basically are done with a friendship and then I gotta see this bitch on a reality show and this bitch trying to play stupid and trying to look good in the public eyes and the viewers' eyes and trying to make me look like I'm more pressed than this. No, I am just passionate. And I feel some type of way about this bitch is trying to make me look crazy. Like this bitch don't know what the fuck is going on. That's irritating. Stop playing on my motherfucking time. Hey, Andario. Stop playing on my motherfucking time. George was more upset. And then the fact is, people trying to hold George back and trying to make George be like, oh, why George want to fight? Why George is so pressed? He wasn't pressed. And then try to make him out to be the villain when Telly was the one who threatened him. When I tell y'all that track really annoyed the fuck out of me, was like, why do George want to fight Telly? Did y'all not just hear Telly threaten this man and told him we could go outside? Like Telly, you just said on the show that you don't know how to fight. Why the fuck you want to go outside and fight this man? Knowing damn well you can't fight. Make it make sense. He was dragging it. He wasn't dragging nothing. He was talking about it on the reunion. That's what you do. You do it on the reunion. You were just talking about it. So, in my opinion, you're talking about it. This bitch is steady playing in your face, and it seems like I'm dragging it, and it's not. I don't like hoes playing in my face. So I understood where George was coming from. I feel like I was the only one in that chat defending the fuck out of George. I was the only person defending the fuck out of George in that chat. And I'm not taking it personally or whatever, because this is just a show. But I totally understood where George was coming from. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't. So first of all, let me just say this, everybody. Telly, and I'm gonna say this to Telly. Telly, you really missed the mark, baby. You really missed the motherfucking mark. Let me just tell you this. Girl, those props were very, very loser. Those props were very, very fucking loser. You could have did away with the motherfucking props. Bitch, why was the props needed? It was given very circa Real House of Atlanta mixed with motherfucking Married to Medicine when bitches started bringing out props, and then it went to another level when a bitch bought a blowhorn and put it in another bitch face and got dragged for it. Your motherfucking prop did not eat it. It didn't eat it up, caboodles, bitch. It really fell flat. You look stupid, Telly, bitch. Like, I'm just saying. It looks stupid as shit. That arts and craft project was stupid as hell. You thought you ate it. You thought you ate it down, Boots. And you didn't. It was very, very loser. Did you see the emoji shit? Yeah, it was very loser. She thought she ate it. I was over it. So that was that. And then the next segment has to be with DeAndre and Sean. The whole situation between Andre and Sean. Let me say this. DeAndre and Sean. Sean, if you want to come up here and actually speak on this, you can definitely do that. But let me just give y'all my opinion of the shit. I have to disagree with Markel when he said that the viewers didn't like Sean. Well, I would just have to say for me, because I do feel like people did not like Sean in the beginning until he got into it with DeAndre. I will say that, but for me personally, I didn't understand the very dislikement of Sean. I always found Sean to be very entertaining. There were some times where I had to gather him because I feel like he was being hypocritical with the whole DeAndre situation and the whole like bar situation. He's a stunt queen. But I'm like, Sean, you also a stunt queen because we still have yet to see your blog. But now I feel like you got it up, you doing your thing. Okay, we can see it now. I got you, boo. But I just feel like I've always liked Sean. I find him funny. Even when Sean was getting into it with Jet, and people thought that Sean was bullying Jet, I never thought that. I never thought that Sean was bullying Jet. I just thought that it was a very cute little banter between the two of them. And I lived for it because they were both equally throwing equal amount of shade towards each other. Nobody was doing it more than the other. Everybody was participating like grown motherfucking adults and taking it on the chin. So that's why I really respect the fuck out of Jet and Sean. And I love the fact that they have a relationship right now and they're actually cool with each other. I don't know if they're friends, but they're cool. All right? So shout out to them. But the whole DeAndre situation, I'm going to be honest. And I've said this from the get-go. The only person that should not have a fucking problem with, the only person that should have a problem with DeAndre is Trey and motherfucking Kesey. Because those were the two girls that he fucked up the situation. He punched the shit out of motherfucking Kesey. And he fucked up Trey's event in Trey's own house. Those are the only two people that he needs to answer to. That's my opinion. Not nobody else's. In my opinion, Astro, you really are disappointing me because I love me some Astro. I love me my hood nigga princess. Hey Quan. Shout out to you. Love you down. Astro is really fucking disappointing me. Because why the fuck are you keep having this energy with somebody you really don't fucking know? Astro was getting on my motherfucking nerve. He's yelling. He's over talking everybody. He's doing the most. It's like, girl, Astro, I like you. I really, really like you. I like your music. But bitch, this motherfucking obsession, this ultra hatred, this ultra issue that you have with DeAndre is fucking loser. You're more pressed than DeAndre is. Now it's given that you have a problem that DeAndre don't know about because you're the one who took up for a bitch. You took up for a girl that really did not need no defending. Okay, in my humblest opinion, y'all was still y'all not friends like that. When you was dealing with Kesey, when you filmed with Kesey and everything, okay, y'all went to the thing together. I don't give a fuck. Y'all still not motherfucking friends. I feel like his real friends would have jumped in for him. And that should have been Dior ass. And that's why I even question why the fuck nobody didn't get on Dior ass and why he didn't jump in for the fight. And I still feel like, Astro, you really don't have an actual fucking problem with this boy. The only reason why you have a fucking problem is because everybody else has a problem with him. You're following the motherfucking crowd. You're following the group because people in the group got problems with him. You probably was like, you know what? Telly got a problem with him. Trey got a problem with him. Dior got a problem with him. Kesey got a problem with him. This person got a problem with person. You know what? Let me have a problem with him because, bitch, we can get this bitch out if we all gang up on DeAndre. You know what I'm saying? I feel like DeAndre did not get a fair shake. I love the fact that y'all try to make up with him, but I feel like certain people in the group still had a motherfucking side eye to this bitch. They still had a little side eye and had their eyes on this bitch and she act stupid. Because you know DeAndre have a certain flair and a certain attitude that he brings to these certain scenes. But if y'all really realize that Telly started with fucking DeAndre when everybody got cool with DeAndre. Who was the first one to go at DeAndre? Telly was. Telly. Everybody else, literally backbone, like tried to what the fuck? They had their little sayings and their confessionals about this bitch. Like, I wouldn't want to fuck with him. Astro said that he done fucking with him. He don't like him. He's weird or whatever. At the end of the day, you don't know this man. You don't know who he is as a person. You probably been around this man 3 or 4 times. Can you really say that you actually know this man? Just because I'm around somebody for 4 times does not make me like I don't know. Do you really know this bitch? Like, have you actually spent a significant amount of time with this bitch? And I will say, Sean, you tried. I said that. I was like the only one that I feel like actually tried to be a cool, to be in cool standings with DeAndre was Sean. Because I feel like people were talking at him and not to him. People were talking at him and not talking to him. And the only person that was talking to him was Sean. But I just feel like there should not be this ultra hatred for this person because he didn't even really finish the season. And now he's coming to this reunion to actually say what the fuck is on his mind. Yes, he should have did it on a reunion, but listen, that's besides the point. He's here now. Let this motherfucker talk. Yes, he's long-winded as shit, but he did not get to express himself because he did not do confessionals. So he's coming to the reunion, right? Like, honestly, DeAndre could have skipped out on this fucking reunion. If you want to talk about it. And let me just say this. Everybody want DeAndre out of... They don't want Markel to bring back DeAndre. I feel different. I feel different. I feel like the back and forth between DeAndre and Sean was very fucking entertaining. I'ma say that. Bitch, I was laughing my motherfucking ass off because no shade. And I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you 100. DeAndre's reads. Now, DeAndre, I don't know. I don't know if you was lacking. I don't know if you were drinking. I don't know, baby. But your reads was not hitting like it was in the season. Your reads were not effective. Bitch, Sean motherfucking danced on your motherfucking grave at this motherfucking reunion. The fact that Sean had to slap you a couple of times in a motherfucking face, and he was so calm, cool, and collected. He laughed. It was the nice nasty shade, and then he got up, did a motherfucking bitch did a motherfucking Scottish dance and spinned around, and then you motherfucking try to imitate that shit, and you looked a fool, DeAndre. DeAndre, you looked a complete fool doing that. And baby, you know I live for you, DeAndre. DeAndre, I find you to be a very attractive man. And also what I did not live for is motherfucking Trey. Trey, no shade, you really didn't have reads for DeAndre. Because bitch, the fact that you kept trying to fat shame this motherfucker, you trying to fat shame this bitch, you already lost, Trey. You already lost. You kind of, your stomach is leaning over your belt and all this stuff. You fat this, fat that. Girl, you already lost when you trying to talk about this man. Wait, this man knows he's fat. The man knows he's fat. He is still handsome. At the end of the day, DeAndre is still handsome. He is still an attractive young man. A young black man at that. With his chocolate ass. But that's besides the point. But I do think that motherfucking DeAndre, you got your outfit off the swap meet. That motherfucking jacket wasn't jackering. Bitch, that jacket was too tight on you. That girl, those shoes, the whole fucking fit, I just wanted to just take it off you, put you in some color. You needed some color, DeAndre. I don't know. You needed some color, bitch. I wanted to put you in some color. Like, ugh, gross. Yeah, I didn't like the fact that Trey kept talking about this man's weight. He know he fat. He is still attractive. He can still get pulled bitches. But yeah, what else? What else there was? What else? I felt like Sean ate DeAndre up when it came to that section. When he put it out there that he had to call that motherfucking manager and he asked some in-depth questions he wanted answers to, bitch, Sean, you ate that. Because, baby, nobody in the group thought to actually call the motherfucking manager and get answers for that motherfucking night. And bitch, when you said that, listen, the manager don't even do the sections. It's this person and this person. I bet you ate that. Sean, you ate that. Let me just say this. I feel like the MVP of this motherfucking part 1, I'ma just say this. It goes to motherfucking Sean again. I would say it goes to Sean. It would go to Sean first. But also, I feel like, who else? Because a lot of people said Telly. I don't think Telly ate for me. I don't think Telly ate. I don't think he ate it up. I really don't. Kiki was irrelevant. Yeah, I just think that the majority of the episode was literally about DeAndre and Sean. No shade. And let me say this, and we're going to go because they was talking about each other's families and stuff like that. They was talking about Rob's daughter and how it's the daughter wasn't his. That was sad. Uh, Dior was talking about him being feeling alone and stuff like that. I was no shade. I kind of cracked a tear a little bit with Dior telling his story that he feels alone. Nobody wants to feel alone. Nobody wants to feel alone. So I was very much, oh, sorry, telling his thing. Who else? I'm sad that Trey still don't have a relationship with his father, but bitch, we need a new storyline. We need to keep this shit going. I don't want to hear about your father no more. Your father don't want nothing to do with you. You don't want nothing to do with your father. I'm tired of hearing about your father now. It's been how many seasons? I'm tired of it. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for the review. And I agree with everything you're saying. I don't think, I think that you was spot there on it. My
Yeah,
MVP,
like the
my
whole Lon D.
MVP.
I was getting to the
Yeah.
Lon D situation,
Oh, yes.
and
That
bitch,
to me, I definitely felt like it was a double standard. What you think?
I definitely felt like it was a double standard as well.
Because I was like, how you going to be mad at Jet for, speaking on what his assumptions was when you did the exact same thing? I was so confused that whole section. I was like, what?
And
How
for
could you
him
be
to
mad?
say that you can't do that, Trey can't yell in his apartment, but he's telling Lon D he can't yell. Bitch, that is his house. He could do what the fuck he
But
want to do.
right,
If
yeah.
somebody tells you you can't yell in their house, you can't yell. You listen, yell in my motherfucking house, get the fuck out. You can literally exit. I don't give a fuck about this show. I don't give a fuck about another show. Bitch, get out.
And for me, I just felt like Lon D wasn't, keeping it player. Even if, Jet was hopping in your DMs or, he was trying to, you're an attractive man. Like, he was just trying to shoot his shot, even if the shot got shot down or whatever. I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, why you over here speaking on it? Because if we're gonna keep it a bean, it was plenty of people that was at the reunion that was in each other DMs back and forth years ago, months ago, all of that stuff too. But people
Mm-hmm.
that speak on it because that's not player. Like who cares? So that's why I was just like,
I feel like
okay,
that was very irrelevant. He was trying to
yeah.
gag
He was trying to
Jet, but
gag Jet. He was trying to gag Jet. He really
I feel like
was.
that was very loser because it was like literally 2 years ago. You said no, we move on. So at the end of the day, you can't get mad at Jet for the same thing you're doing that you did when it came to Kesey and Dior. And then you're trying to make it seem like, oh, it's different. No, the fuck it's not.
It ain't. It's not. And I was like, yo, like this is so crazy to me.
It was just annoying.
Mhm.
So I didn't like the fact that Robert kept interjecting and trying to motherfucking just topple over Trey and trying to
Oh,
like
that's Robert.
I didn't
He
like
always
that. I
trying to
was like,
serve
Robert,
somebody.
stop. Like that's annoying.
And
Let
that's
that
why I
man
can't wait
talk.
for y'all to see part two. Robert Ray, yeah, he definitely tried. He always trying to serve somebody. And I said that I'm like, Robert, you always trying to serve somebody. That's not cool.
Yeah, I was like, let that man talk. Like like why you always gotta interject every time he talks? Why are you trying to intimidate him and trying to like detour from the conversation? And it's like, girl, I'm speaking my piece. Everybody is speaking their piece.
Yeah,
Let that man talk his shit.
yeah,
And
y'all will
that
see
was
more of that
annoying the
at
fuck out
part
of me.
two. And that's why I was like, for me, I was like, Telly was my MVP because although I said some stuff, I think I was real calm and chill this time because I felt the same way you feel. I was like, DeAndre, he didn't do his green screens. Of course, he don't want to come in, try and gather the girls, get his moments, get his tens or whatever.
But girl, his
So
Reeves wasn't hitting,
that's
girl. I was like,
right. That's what I was saying. Like,
DeAndre, I was like, are you okay? Like,
I was
did
like,
you?
girl, where's all that, green screen animosity you had with me, boo? Let's go.
It was giving rehearsed Reeves for me
He
because
is.
it wasn't landing
But
at the
that's the thing,
reunion.
and y'all see it though. Now y'all see it. DeAndre, you're very rehearsed. You can't keep up with me when it's real time. I'm more in real time when it comes to the reads. So that's why when I'm in my green screens, I really don't be having a lot to say about somebody because I'm like, bitch, if I'm not in the moment, I really don't be caring about how somebody
Mm-hmm.
feel.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like when we back to back, it's like Nobody can't keep up with me.
And
Everybody knows.
I, yeah. And I also hate the fact that, oh shit. I hate the fact that he was very long-winded, and you could tell that he was very out of breath
Yeah.
when giving
And
his
I'm like,
opinion.
and you
He was
see,
very passionate.
and y'all see, he threw a fat joke at me again. I'm like, I stay in the gym now. Like, what are you talking about? Fat wear? Like, come on. I wish I would have wore something more fitting so you could have seen, bitch, where my fat at? Like, DeAndre, come on.
Girl, I was just tired. Like, the fat jokes gotta stop. Like, girl,
That's why I didn't
girl,
even
we
do a
all
fat
big
joke.
somewhere,
I
child.
was like,
It
I'm
was
not
just
even gonna
loser.
do it. So I was like, I ain't even gonna do it because I want nobody to be like, oh, they over here throwing the fat jokes. I'm like, look, I'm not gonna do it today. So, but
Because
I
once you do
did,
a fat joke, you already lost because the shit was late.
yeah. So I was just like, I wanted DeAndre to, say his piece, get his moments or whatever. Like, I think he good TV. I want to see how the lounge do. I ain't no hater.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a lounge, you doing your thing, bitch, I'm gonna go buy a drink. I'm gonna support as long as I don't get kicked out. But like, that's just me.
So what do you think about the first part of the reunion? Like, what did you like about it, and what didn't you like about the reunion?
The only thing I didn't like was the fact that I really wanted Tedley and George to make up. I really grew a real when it comes to the cast, I grew a real bond with them two individuals
Mm-hmm.
outside of, the cameras. And like I hang with George, I party with George. I have a great time every time I'm with George. I have a great time every time I'm with Tedley. And I see how their friendship dynamic came about. Because they are real good times and they are always checking up on me. Like always. And I'm like, I see how y'all are friends. And I just hate that they didn't get like it was real bad. If y'all thought it was, key worthy, like it was bad at the reunion. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they going blow for blow. Like,
How you feel about the props?
oh, I was on the floor. Tedley is very what's the word? I'm gonna say kind of
Hey
like
Joe,
Andre. He's very strategic too. It's very planned, and put through. But it was so funny. Like
that was
I was
funny to you? That was
You didn't like it,
funny to
Eric?
you?
You didn't like it?
Hell fucking no! I thought that was the stupidest shit that I ever saw. It wasn't Kenya
Yeah,
Moore prop worthy. It
yeah, it
wasn't
was. It
Quad
was.
prop worthy.
Yeah, it could have been more bigger. I think it could have. Yeah,
I was like, look at this fucking loser ass arts and crafts shit. Like, what are we doing? Are we in elementary school? Are we in the first grade? Like, what the fuck? Did your little niece help you out with this bullshit? Like, get the fuck out of here, Tedley. But let me ask you something. Since you are such good friends with the both of them, now take yourself out of the situation. Make it seem like you don't know none of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What and you actually watch the show from an unbiased standpoint. Can you understand George's stance
Oh,
on
absolutely.
why the
Mhm.
friendship ended?
Absolutely. I can because like when I was telling you how when I was going like interviewing, like watching the show with their whole friendship dynamic, I did not know shit about their friendship dynamic until towards the end. I'm like, oh, they really aren't friends for real, for real. And so watching that whole thing that happened at the friend's birthday party when they was dressed up, that was my first time ever hearing about that. I didn't know that transpired. I was like, what the hell? Like, why are they not friends? So that was really me, watching from a viewer, and I didn't know each other's side, and I wasn't really like cool with them at first.
Mm-hmm.
So, and still to this day, I still don't know the full dynamics of it. But I did from the outside looking in, I definitely can see why they aren't. I can see where George coming from. Long story short, because I was like, if you've been friends with somebody for so long, and then you move, and then they have like things going on, you have like things going on, and it just it can feel like that person just didn't reach out to you, especially when you are their friend that always do the reaching out, always extending the olive branch.
Mm-hmm.
Like it becomes tiring and over exhausting,
Yeah.
and I understand where George is coming from because even with some of my friends to this day, I'm like, I'm always been a supporter, always been the one cheering them on. And when it's time for me to get that reciprocated, or when I'm going through stuff, I get the short end of the stick. So I do understand where George was coming from there.
Was you shocked to was you kind of like taken aback when Telly told George, like, we could take this
Oh my
outside,
gosh,
knowing
I
that's
was
not
so
even
shocked.
how Telly is?
I was so shocked. And off camera, me and Teddy was talking. He was like, I do not know how the hell they came out of my mouth. And I was like, I understand, Teddy. Like, when you're in the heat of the moment, you just say shit. Like, when you're in the heat of the moment, you just saying it. Like, just to save face or whatever. So I was so shocked. I was like, wait, Teddy, what the hell? Like, what? How we get here? So I do understand where Taylor was coming from, but I do think it was in the heat of the moment. I don't think Taylor really meant that, like, bitch, that's what we can do.
Child, because you had, like, that girl had George coming out.
Yes, she did, and
Girl.
I think both of them was coming from, a real hurt place, and I think that both of them was, oh, I just hate that they did like that because it's like now that from that point, it's like, how do they reconciliate? Like, for real, for real. Clearly, they're not going to ever be back where they once were.
Yeah.
But it's like, being cordial, like, hey, how you doing? You know, and I don't like that. Like, damn, it sucks.
Yeah, because I just feel like, because I'm just listening, I'm a viewer just like everybody. And when it first went down, and I assessed the situation, and I kind of was on George's side because I've had my
Yeah,
own
because
little
it can look like that.
shit with
It
friends.
can look like, oh, bitch, you ain't hit me up, but now you on this show. Now you want to hit me up for, like,
That's what
you
I'm
want, yeah.
saying. And then you're trying to make it seem like I don't know where the friendship ended, like what
Yeah.
happened. Knowing
Mm-hmm.
damn well you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why are you playing it? Why are you playing it on these
TV.
cameras?
Yeah, on the
Trying to,
camera.
yeah,
Yeah.
you playing it for the cameras. And I see that George was like avoiding that girl all through the party.
Mm-hmm.
And it really took him to come up to George, and that's when they get into that little nasty situation. But I saw the passion in George. It was like, I was really a friend to that
Yeah.
bitch. And I'm
And I
frustrated.
find
I'm
too. And I
mad. And I was
and if
like,
you
it's not
hear it
even
in
fair.
you hear it in George's voice, like,
Mm-hmm.
I was was my fucking friend
Mm-hmm.
before all of this shit. So it was, and I was like, damn, like, they really was fucking friends. And it struck a nerve with me because I'm like, let one of my ex friends come on a fucking show and do this to me. I would feel the exact fucking same way.
I
I
would
would be
feel
like,
humiliated
I
and played.
would be
Like,
like,
were
bitch,
we ever friends?
you really wanted to play out our fucking real friendship for years on a fucking show? I would feel the exact same way too. So I do understand where George was coming from.
And I don't know if Telly is just doing this to get under George's skin, because knowing that this is how he feels, so you just playing it up and just
Yeah.
trying to make George look crazy, because I just didn't like how the chat was all for
On
Telly,
George, they
and which
were. I peeped that too. I'm like, why the hell they on George? Like, do y'all not see the real friendship dynamic? Like, this is not anything that, oh, we just met each other type
yeah,
shit.
it's not surface
Yeah,
level. This was years.
yeah,
And one person is clearly hurt than the other person, because the other person really don't give a fuck. It's
yeah,
really playing it up for the cameras, and I don't live for that moment. I don't live. Like, please, like, be a real person and actually acknowledge that, listen,
yeah.
this what happened. I understand I did play it up. Just be real. And I feel like I would really respect Telly so much more if he keeps it fucking real. And something that somebody said in the reunion, Telly is a type of person to throw rocks and hide his
And,
motherfucking hands.
and I mean, y'all saw Ted Lee. He said, "Yo." He said, "Yeah."
But that's the type of bitch
He
that
did.
you have to really watch for. That's not a good quality.
And it's not. It's not. I agree with you. It's not. I think, but I just feel like it's. I feel like, again, it's a third party when it comes to the George and Ted situation too. They need to definitely be entered in so they can really get to the meat and bone of it for real. Just so they can move on from it and really just be cordial with one another. Because y'all do have a lot of mutual friends in Dallas. Y'all do have this show and this platform, and it is a little weird when a group of us is doing one thing and then a group of us is doing another thing. Like we have things that we can do as together, and to build that camaraderie with everyone, at least just to be in the same setting. I think that because like when we was out at the damn Galveston little boardwalk, y'all just seem right there, knowing y'all itching to say something, y'all just like, I ain't gonna say a fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I really hate that.
So how are
Hey,
you
Dennis.
after everything? Like after the reunion, like did you walk away like feeling accomplished? Like you said what you had to say and you left it on the table. Like
Yes,
did you walk away?
I think I did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I prayed before I came in. I was like, Lord, I don't want to throw no hands. I want to be represented in the best light. I want to be true and authentic to myself, but also know that I do have a family. I do have, a career, a thriving career that I want to continue to pursue after this, and I don't want to diminish my character or image at all. And I think I did pretty good. And just moving forward, I just want to continue to thrive and continue to do better things. If that's, doing another season, if that's doing even more things, more bookings, more whatever that God places in my lap, I want to be able to, take it. So, and even with the whole DeAndre situation, like I said, like you even said it. What we met that man like what out of the whole season like 3, 4, 5 times. I still don't
Mm-hmm.
know this man.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know this man. Bitch, we both said some low shit to each other, but at the end of the day, bitch, it's still love. Bitch,
Bitch, when
I'm
you
still
say you would bust a nut in his man's face, bitch, I was like, bitch.
because he said he was gonna, but I had to be innovative. He said, "Bitch, you ain't gonna bust shit." I said, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna show you what I will bust. Bust another your man face. How about that?"
Bitch, that was everything, bitch. That was a comeback. That was a comeback, bitch.
I'm quick.
I was
I
like,
have
you
to.
were
I'm
fast
quick.
defeated.
I'm quick. So I said, "Bust." This bitch said, "Bust." I ain't gonna bust nothing. I will bust something.
Bitch,
Bust
I would
that.
have said DeAndre's face. No shade. I would have been like, DeAndre, I'll bust a nut on your motherfucking face, bitch. Right on your temple, ho. Bitch.
Like I had to be quick. So, and that's another thing. What a lot of people don't understand. A real Atlanta bitch, we quick with our words and our hands, bitch. So it's like when people be like, "Oh, if a bitch is from Atlanta." Like
Mm-hmm.
we are very quick with the words for real.
Mm-hmm. I love. First of all, I was just be honest. Like I love both of y'all interaction. It gave very much Nene versus
It did.
versus
It
Kenya.
did. It
It gave
did.
very much Nene versus Kenya because y'all were going
We
at it.
we were.
It was so fucking heavy. I feel like
It did. Yeah.
it was so heavy because like people can say like, oh, Telly and George. Nah, that wasn't even like that. You and DeAndre and people was in the chat was like, oh, this needs to be DeAndre. I was like, this needs to be DeAndre's last season. I don't
I
believe that.
don't
I
believe it
do
either.
think that DeAndre is great for the show.
I think he
That
is
motherfucker.
too. And even though we do have our little, do I think we will ever be friends? Probably not. I think we will always have that, Nene and Kenya
Like
type of
this,
thing.
like an eye on this bitch, like an eye.
Yeah, like
Like,
we're gonna come to each other events.
hey,
We're gonna
Jamal.
throw our shade. We're gonna support like shade or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. We
Like,
just
look at
have to
this
accept it for
bitch.
that.
Look at this bitch blog. Look at how, girl, the writing is all fucked up. The
Yeah,
grammar's
yeah.
all incorrect. Look at her.
I'm gonna be like, girl, look at the line, like stuff like that. I
This
know. I just know that,
PowerPoint bullshit.
and I'm okay with that. I mean, I think it makes great TV. I think
It
it
is
keeps the
great
viewers on their
TV.
toes, and yeah, I still don't. And again, I still don't know DeAndre. So
Do you really agree with the people, Markel, when you asked that question that the fans didn't like you until you got into it with
I
DeAndre?
think that.
Do you really agree with that?
I don't agree with that. I think that again, like what you, I think you just was hitting the nail on so much shit. Like a lot of people just didn't understand me for real,
Yeah.
and like they didn't understand a fashion blog. What the hell? Who is this? What they like? Girl, child, bye. Like they was
Mm-hmm.
dismissive of me, and I think when they saw that moment, one because it was already in the preview in the
Mm-hmm.
promo. Never thought, okay, yes, I don't like DeAndre anyway. So, all right, now let me get into Sean's mug. Let me see what he really giving. And they're like, oh, Sean really ain't that bad. But the thing is, I wasn't never that bad in the
You,
beginning.
you
Jet,
wasn't.
Jet threw a bone at me first, and I gave it
And
and
that's what
just
I
let my
said. I
shit
was
was hot.
like, yeah.
Yeah, so, but people didn't see that. And I
He was
think,
wonderful.
and hear me out. I know they're going to be like, oh, girl, he being colorist. It's a color thing. I'm dark skinned. I'm not the look when it comes to stuff. Jay is light skinned, so, he's more subtle. Like, hello.
Yes.
So,
And you know what? I didn't understand. Until you just said it, I didn't think it was a color thing. But now I'm like, because of the fact that you and him were going back and forth, and I feel like your shade was hitting harder than
that's why
his.
they see me as a
That's why
bully.
they saw you as a bully. And I didn't live for that. I didn't like the fact that people were calling you a bully when Jet was the one who threw shade first. And
Yes.
you're just matching energy. And it's like y'all never went low with each other. It
Yeah,
was
we
just
didn't.
fun shade back and forth. So how can you really hate Sean or dislike Sean, or how is Sean as a bully when he just giving the same energy back to Jet? And it's not even like, nasty or whatever.
Yeah, and it wasn't nasty. It was just another case in point. Jet did it on me. I didn't know Jet. Jet
Mhm.
wanted to sit right here and ask all these crazy ass questions about me to other
Mhm.
people. And I'm like, well, bitch, ask the source. So, but now I love Jet. Jet is a great. He another person I'm like developing like more of like a real good friendship with. I Jet is always a good time. I definitely want to get to grow more of a friendship with Jet too, though.
Jet is a messy bitch.
Oh, messy bitch,
Oh,
hands
he
down.
is a messy bitch. That is a
Messy,
messy bitch you need in your corner because he'll get to the
yes, he is.
he'll ask the questions like really like the little
Now, what I
soldier
realize
really.
is Jet is definitely a charade because this bitch gonna try and come with some tea because she never get a full thing. Because I was like, girl, you said you was in Lil D house, but Lil D said you was in somebody else's house, girl. So you giving us false tea?
And I feel like he's gonna always get away with
Yeah.
it because he smiles. Like he smiles through every fucking thing. Like that bitch will smile, bitch. Like the shit that Jet get away with. Like I don't feel like anybody can get away with it. Trey wouldn't get away with it. You wouldn't get away with it. Anybody can't get away with it, but Jet. Because like you said, he's light skinned. He's really not
Yeah.
non-threatening, or people feel like he's non-threatening. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the little colorist thing.
Yeah.
So I don't
But
live.
I do commend and I applaud Jet. I was so scared. I was like, I don't know if Jet gonna be able to keep up with these girls, and he did. I think he did a good
Oh,
job.
he definitely did. I was like, I think by the season, I was like, who is this bitch? I was like, ugh, gross. Get her off this show. But then I end up liking her because she's a messy, messy bitch. And I was like, you need a girl like that on the show.
Yes.
Who is non-threatening, who would ask the questions. And
Yes.
I feel like
And I think Jet will. Like, he don't give a fuck. He don't care if you Robert Ray. He don't care if you Kiki. Bitch, I don't
mhm.
care. I'm still gonna ask these questions. And I really like that about Jet.
There's a situation. I feel like there's a situation brewing with Tedley and Jet because there's some static between them two.
It is. I think it is too. I would love to see how this gonna play out for the next season.
Oh,
I think it
child.
is.
Teddy's like, bitch, I don't see it for
I
Jet.
I think you're right, Eric. Y'all know I be
Yeah,
on it. I think
I
that.
saw all through there. I was like, oh, they don't look. Mm-mm. It was so much static with them two on that, like, cause Telly is on the seat and Jet is in the back, but you can just see the tension and the shade back and forth. Like I lived though, I lived. I was like, okay, let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. I want to see
Yeah.
this interaction this season.
I definitely say once again, I don't know if God put his hand on Markel and Dario with the casting. I think it was good.
Yeah, I
You know,
think so too.
I
I
think it
just
was.
feel like Kiki need to go. Kiki needs to go. I think she wore out her welcome. I think they need to get another, uh, replace her with another trans woman. I feel like they need to bring back Barbie Bankroll because I feel like she has more going on than Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
No shade. I'm tired of the whole Kiki little ballroom shit. I don't live. So if Barbie Bankroll can come back and claim her position as the top bitch on Dallas, I feel like that would be even greater.
Yeah, and I
Um,
love Barbie Bank too. I just met her. Well, I met her a couple of months ago, but we've been interacting with each other, and she's so sweet. She's so nice, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. So I would love to see Barbie Bank back too. I think Kiki has more of a story to tell. I think she just have to push it, like like
what
I'm like,
story?
yes,
What story?
I don't know. Because I really don't know Kiki like that. Like, to be for real.
She could go. She could go. She could go. Yeah, we.
Erin, like, I really don't know. But it's like, I feel like she has something else. And damn, it's like, bitch. Because I really wanted to go on friendship with Kiki too. I'm like, I thought we was going to hit it off. She's in education. I did education. I was like, okay.
I just feel like she don't have to be a TV
I mean,
girl, like
yeah,
get
I
in the
think she could
girls'
be a
faces,
friend. I think she could
but
be my
still
friend.
have an opinion.
But
Like
when you
still
know
have an
what,
opinion.
I'm gonna say this: if Kiki go, Lundy go too. Both of them just be friends with Robert because they good at doing it. How about that?
They can be friends of because I'm not really interested in Lon D. He's a handsome
Yeah,
guy, but I just don't live. He hasn't shown me shit this season. I feel like that event was very snooze fest.
just like
Um,
he told my event. He said my event was snooze, but yours was too.
yeah, no
So
shade.
touche.
Like it was giving very much snooze fest. I didn't pop my pussy. I wasn't,
Yeah.
it wasn't like I don't
And
know
the
if it was
thing
something
is, for me,
more.
and I was telling them, I'm like, one thing about it, all right, this is my first event, but it's like, baby, let's get into the details. I had a whole winery. I bought out the whole winery. Y'all had fucking wine. Y'all had hors d'oeuvres. Bitch, I might just show the blog. I really wanted to do it big. I did it because I was rushing. But I'm telling you, if I do next season, the events is gonna be bigger. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be Real Housewife quality. They're gonna be like, oh, this bitch is work. This bitch showing us how to do events now. Oh, okay.
We all gonna hold you to it.
I'm
Hey
telling you,
Telly.
this time I'm gonna do it. Cause see, I didn't know I was new to this, and I will. And I'm not saying it just to be like give me grace, but for everybody that had an event that was new, all of our events for the newbies, they weren't except for Jet. Now Jet events was definitely he had the drinks, he had the venue, he had the vibes, he had it all. I will give Jet that for sure.
Telly, if you're still in here, I really want to talk to you because this is me. This is me being honest. I'm not a fan of yours, and that's okay. I'm not a fan of yours. I just feel like we have yet to see the real you pop out, and I really want to ask you the hard hitting questions because I feel like nobody's really getting to the depths of your ass, and so somebody needs to really ask you the real hard hitting questions like why the fuck are you the way you are, and why are you giving it up the way you giving it up? I just have questions for you, and I'm man enough
Aaron, you
to
don't
listen to
play.
your
But
explanation.
you know what? I commend you because it's like you sit right here and you say it, but you like I'm gonna give you my reason why. It's not like I'm gonna say, bitch, I'm not a fan of you just because I think you hideous, all of this. You like this is why I don't like you, and I have the questions. Come in, and defend yourself. You know,
Yeah, like I see. The thing is, I don't know anyone of
right?
y'all, so
Yes,
I can't hate y'all. What I'm being presented in front of me on this show is just giving me. I can just only base my opinion off what I'm being
right.
shown. So I cannot like somebody on the show, but actually have them come up and explain themselves because I feel like we need to have an understanding of what happened.
Yeah.
Why you're doing the things you do. Why did you say the things that you said? Why are
Mhm.
you going about situations that really don't be making sense to me. Why do you throw rocks and hide your
Your
hand?
hand. Yeah,
Why
that's
do
a
you
good
think it's
question.
cute?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's cute? I'm just let me know. Let the people know. Like I feel like I have yet to see an interview where people is actually asking you these things.
SNL, I agree with you. Because it's like I don't want an interviewer to be like, bitch, I just love everything about you. Bitch, ask me those same questions you have in them damn comments, bitch. Ask
For
them all.
real.
Because it's not like I'm gonna be like, bitch, I'm gonna jump through the phone and punch you, like, or I'm gonna jump through this camera, like, ask it. And if I feel like I don't want to answer it, bitch, I'm gonna let you know. Next question,
Bitch,
not answer
question
it.
one. Why you thought that motherfucking prop that you thought that you was gonna have for George really ate? That's question number one. Why did you bring that raggedy ass elementary ass prop? That's question one. I would love that to be answered. You can
I,
definitely come up and
I
answer it.
like.
I would like to hear from you.
I was actually here for them. I thought it was so
You like
comical.
that silly shit. You like that elementary shit.
I feel like it could have been more campy. It could have been even bigger. Like, oh, bigger. Like,
Girl,
it was so.
even with the sack of potatoes, I'm like, girl, that was a little bit
It was.
cute. That was a little cute.
Oh,
I was
I was.
still like, girl, the first prop didn't do it.
He
Bitch,
was.
can you go with another prop? Okay, girl.
And now he coming with the receipt. I was like, Ted Lee, you worked. You worked. You worked
Girl, I was
today.
over it, girl. I was like, this bitch, this bushy brow bitch. I was like, all right, I see you.
But with Ted Lee, I love him. I feel like he more is in a more happier space. He got a new man child again.
The man is fine too, and he's an older man
hmm
too. Listen, one thing about them older men be fine as fuck.
And I
So
think
I might tell,
and I think
bitch.
Ted
I
Lee,
wonder how.
and that's
I wonder
another
how
question
the.
people need to ask. One thing I can say, Ted Lee, every man that I seen him with never was not attractive. Almost every man I seen him with was attractive. They exude like, bitch. I have a very well 9 to 5. I drive. I live very comfortably, and that's one thing I told him. I said, baby, I don't know what you exude, but the caliber of men that you date or that you send yourself around, I'd be like, yes.
I was like, they all got their own shit. I was like, bitch, I'm tens across the board. Like I've always said this about Telly, and I think I would never like stray away from it. I'm always on the fence about. Listen, you're going through a divorce, bitch. If you want a motherfucking date, that's your motherfucking prerogative. Date every listen time. Date every time Dick and Harry. Jump on all the dicks. If you want to jump on the dick, jump on the dick. Ain't nobody can tell you shit.
And I think that, with Ted Lee, I think he's fun. I think that he's so like, you know, he just knows how to really have a good time. And I really want to see Ted Lee do more. Like, cause I think he can do events too. Real classy, nice, fun, drinking events. Cause that's Ted Lee through and through.
Hmm. But the real thing I want to know is how the bearded man on the season
Oh
feel.
Lord.
Knowing, I want to know how he feels about this shit. Like, when did they
See,
break up?
a lot of
Cause
people thought
when they
that the
said they was
bearded
in a
man.
relationship,
A lot of people thought that that whole scene with the bearded man and my friend and Ted, like it was staged. I'm like, y'all know that was real life. I was like, it's just Dallas was a fucking small world at that time. I was
mm,
like, oh my gosh! Like when I got casted, and I was out having drinks with Markel and Ondario, I met Teddy. And when I first saw Ted Lee, I didn't even know he was a cast member until Markel said it. I saw the bearded man. And I said, well, we meet again. And Ted Lee was looking at me already like, bitch, how you know my man? I'm like, oh, I will get into that soon of how I know your man. And yeah.
because and then in another scene he had another man. So I'm like, oh, so you just have many men,
Yes.
many
Yes.
men.
He was
It
definitely
was
doing
giving
his
very much
thing.
50 Cent song up in this bitch. Got many men, girl.
And I was like, even with Mr. Bearded Man, I would definitely vouch with Ted Lee. He had his own coin, drove very, very nice. He had a very nice car. Showed me and my friend a really good time in Dallas. And I was just out here looking for places.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so I definitely agree with Ted Lee on that. I said, okay, Ted Lee is definitely correct.
Well, child, listen, if ever Telly has the courage and the balls to ever get up on this motherfucking live, I would definitely have love to have a conversation because I never I never go back on my opinion of person. I could just hear this person
Yeah.
out and actually understand where they're coming from. I'm always that type of person. So Telly, you could definitely come up here if you want to.
I'm
If you don't,
gonna
it's
tell him.
fine because I
I'm gonna
know,
be like, come on over to Erin, cause
you probably have seen multiple videos of me dragging and dog walking the fuck out of you
hell,
because I do feel like you're a
if
weird
they
ass
like
bitch.
Nicole, I feel like if they like Nicole and they like her light shade and her passive aggressive shade, they should love yours.
Girl, Nicole being some other shit.
Okay, but I
Nicole
love her
being
now.
some other shit.
I,
When I had to read a certain motherfucker, girl, Nicole was in my motherfucking DMs. You ready to apologize, bitch? Come again?
I love
Bitch,
her
mind your
now.
business.
I think we
That had
came
nothing to do
to a
with you.
real amicable moment with me and her. I'm like, okay, you ain't gonna say nothing too crazy about me. I ain't gonna say nothing too crazy about you.
Girl, but what was that moment with you and cause you was on a live with them and Trap TTB was like, oh, I really could say a lot about you and yada yada yada, but I don't want to do this because I have respect. What that was about,
Well, I don't know. Like,
like what a lot do
people always.
he know and what he had to say about you?
I don't know what people want. Like, I mean, a lot of fans, they do send a lot of things to, these bloggers and stuff. And I know Trace, Trey, whatever. They was like,
Girl,
oh,
you can say his name. He's a loser anyway
you know,
to me.
they sent a lot of things to these bloggers, right? And they was like saying like, oh, he have a jet profile, or I'm on Tinder, or little stuff like that. I'm like, wait, like what they gonna tell you? They was hitting me up on Jet wanting to fuck and they kidded, like or
Child,
something
every
like
fucking
what?
gay man have a
Jet
Jack
profile,
tattoo.
right? Like or they gonna tell you, oh, back in the day I used to trick off, like bitch, what? I'm gonna be like, bitch, sure did. I'm not gonna
And you
sit
know
here
what?
and
You need that
lie.
bitch to actually like own it. Like, girl, you ain't. It's no tea.
I'm gonna be like, yep, bitch, you paid $500 for head, like the loser you are. Thank you. Like what? Like,
Mm-mm.
like I don't know. Like other than that, I mean, but it ain't no tea, bitch. If you ask, I give it to you, bitch. I was a hustler through and through when I was in college. My bills was getting paid. I didn't have to punch a part time job at all. The last part time job I ever worked, I think, was Kroger's, and that was when I was in
Mm-hmm.
high school. All throughout college, I had men paying my bills. So
Mm.
if that's the tea,
You
okay,
better work.
I'm gonna be like, baby, if that's the tea, that's the tea. I'll take it. Like, bitch, you gonna say I'm from the hood? Yes, I am. I already said that. Bitch, which I gonna
Bitch,
say I still
who isn't from the
like.
hood?
It ain't much you can say about me. I wasn't running through Atlanta getting my ass beat. So I don't have that tea, because
Ooh,
that was never me. Son, been in the things that been me in Atlanta. Like, so it was nothing they could say about me.
I was kind of like, ugh,
But
gross.
I would have loved for it to come out, if it was something gag worthy, but I
Mm.
don't think it was for real.
Yeah, I feel like if it would have already came
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
So if it comes out later, girl, I'm gonna be like, girl, moving on.
yeah. But I think TTB was a little upset at some things too, and he had gave me, after that we had talked and he gave me some real good advice and we talked it out and I was like, TTB, I don't know who was telling you I was talking shit about you. I never said nothing about you. Like I never said nothing about no bloggers. I said, you know, everyone has a job to do. I respect them for that. I just feel like, you know, love wasn't being reciprocated to me. And I told him that. And he was like, well, you know, it wasn't your time or whatever. And I was like, you might be right. And I agree with you. But I feel like, you
Wait,
know,
what time? What time was it? What is it is in your time? What does
right.
that mean?
I didn't know because I felt like, you know, for example, with, you know, me and Jid, we was already season one. I mean, episode 1, 2, and 3 already getting this stuff. And my name wasn't, you know, my name wasn't ringing bells in his blog. And that's how I felt. But, you know, everybody else's name was ringing bells. And I was just like, oh, okay, girl, you know.
Wait, what names was ringing bell in his blog?
I think, like, you know, when the show had first aired, I think, you know, like they had the Kesey, Ted Lee, Robert Ray. You know, I felt like everybody else except for me was in his blog. So when they was like, oh, you know, TTB, you had unfollowed TTB. I was like, girl, I unfollowed him because he wasn't following me. That's one. I'm not about to follow a blogger that's not following me. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
one. And I felt like two, also, I didn't have any emotion on your page. And I'm not about to, you know, kiss nobody's ass. I'm not going to be like, oh, Aaron, girl, you know, post me. Or I'm going to be like, you know, or make a blog about me or talk about me and, you know, blogs or whatever so I can be relevant or whatever. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it genuinely. You're going to
Yes.
have on me genuinely. You're going to show me love genuinely. You're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to kiss your ass or, you know, heart your shit or comment under your stuff just to, you know, get it. Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, and I think, that a lot of people on the Chasing Daily Cash was doing it. It just wasn't me.
Oh, was kissing
Yeah.
ass?
And I was just like, hey, you showing love to me, or you showing that, or you know, if you just having my name, you at me saying come watch your shit or whatever,
What
I'm gonna watch it.
advice did he give you? Let's talk about that.
Oh,
What advice did he give you?
he was just like, be very cognizant of um what people say and what they do and how credible, you know, the bloggers are, and as well as just um you know, networking and branding myself, and also just not closing doors on connections before the door even opened and stuff like that. And I said, TTB, you absolutely correct. I said, I do apologize, you know, for already having a preconceived notion about you without giving you a chance or whatever. And he said some more stuff too. And I was like, you know, it's love with you. And he was like, you know, well, whenever you want to do something, you know, you just let me know. I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna let you do that because I feel like that's your job. I don't. I say, you know, if I have something that's big and I really want to probably do like a media or a press tour, then that's when I would probably like reach out to you. But other than that, you know, thank you for the advice. Um, but I also told him too. I said, can you stop having Nicole speak for you? Because I said there was a Nicole place to sit right here and say, well, why you unfollow TTB? How would she know that I unfollowed you? You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know, like she bringing up irrelevant stuff that didn't have anything to do with her. And I'm like, I know you and her, you know, have, you know, created a friendship or whatever.
I mean,
And I
she's
respect
always
it.
gonna like stick her motherfucking nose into everybody else's shit.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with her. That's how she is. I feel like it's weird. I
Yeah.
feel like everybody
They
should mind their
business.
motherfucking business. I
Agree.
feel like this is my opinion, Sean, and I don't have no thing because I really could care less. But I feel like if you feel like somebody's playing in your motherfucking face, that's how
Right.
you feel.
And that's how I
And that's
felt.
you're
Yeah.
entitled to your feelings. So I feel like you're not shutting no door to no bitch. Um, I feel like there could have been a conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like there could have been somebody reaching out and be like, I heard something, you feel some type of way,
Right. Yeah.
but there was nothing like that. So I feel like by TTB working with working with the franchise, I feel like you having this probably energy that somebody else is feeling towards you. I feel like it's your duty to rectify the situation and basically stop the narrative like, oh, I
Exactly.
don't feel listen,
Yeah.
I don't feel this way, I don't, you know, whatever. But you didn't.
Yeah,
And it is what it is. We are all grown people at the end of the
yeah,
day. If you feel some type of way, and if you feel that this man is doing something to you, or if you feel this person is playing on your motherfucking top, that's your feelings. And you are entitled to your fucking feelings. You ain't gotta backpedal and pussy pop. You said what you said. You felt like this motherfucker was playing on your top. You didn't like it. That's what you said. Like, you know what I'm saying, Sean? Like, it's okay to feel the way you feel.
yeah.
That's my opinion.
And I think that's what it was. And like I was telling them, like this is my first rodeo. I didn't know all the ins and outs to it, and I told them, and I told Nicole, I was like, girl, I was just expecting, for someone who have already did this, I was expecting for you to, of course, have your opinion about a show as a viewer, but also because
Mm-hmm.
you've already been in all of our shoes, so you kind of know how all of this work. Just be, more gentle and lead, with love with everyone, and you wasn't doing it.
I don't even think you need Nicole's guidance.
And I did it, and I did
To
it,
be really honest,
and I
you
did
didn't need her for shit because
it.
I feel like what you're doing right now is perfectly fine. And that's why a lot of people is Team fucking Sean.
Right.
It
Yeah.
has been Team Sean from the very fucking beginning. You know, yes, people will read the fuck out of you, read your fashions, read whatever. But at the end of the day, that never stopped you from giving us entertainment episode after episode after episode.
Hmm.
So you don't need nothing from no bitch. You don't need no fucking advice from no bitch.
Right. And,
Keep
and
doing you.
and that's
And
what
if
it
you really
was.
want to if you really want advice from a bitch, let it be a bitch who had a credible blog.
Yeah. And I think that what it was that I just think that she was just giving off so many negative. Oh no, I know. I'm sorry. I think she was just giving off so much, negative like commentary to particular people, not to everyone, and not just spreading the positivity to everyone. That's what struck a nerve with me with her, and because I was like, at the end of the day, if we're gonna call a spade and the fact, almost every scene I was in, every clip that Chasing had posted, I was making the views, 11K views, 10K views, 8K views, like whether it was bad comments, whether it was good comments, the people were tuned in for me. So it was
Yeah,
like,
no shade.
so
Like some of the episodes was fucking boring. Some of the episodes was fucking boring until you stepped into the motherfucking scene. Now I could be honest, I said that in reviews. It didn't get juking until fucking Sean came in that bitch.
so that's why I'm like, girl, you my girl, but it's just like when you was doing your big one on Chasing LA, I never was a person that would be in the comments bashing nobody. I would never, get on a live and, drop a commentary. Even though now I did it
Mm-hmm.
now. I'm still not that person. I'm gonna watch the show. If I have a favorite, I might, DM them or comment under their shit, be like, bitch, you work there. Bitch, you my favorite. Like, girl. But I'm not gonna sit right here for a bitch that I don't like or a bitch that's not my favorite and be like, girl, I don't like you. You ain't my favorite type shit.
Mm-hmm. And so, listen, everybody had dragged the fuck out of Nicole. Dragged the fuck out of Nicole for her season. Everybody dragged her. Everybody dragged her for getting on lives. On everybody's live. That bitch is one live hopping bitch. She hops from live to live to live to
And see,
live to live to
I didn't
live to
know that when I
live to
first
live.
started. I didn't know that at all. Like when people was asking me, I was new. I was brand new to it. I didn't even watch Chasing LA until I was watching Chasing Dallas. Because I'm like, girl, Chasing LA, girl. I heard of it. I didn't know it was, doing its big one, like Chasing Atlanta. So I was like, let me just see. Because, girl, I keep seeing this girl Nicole or whatever. Let me see
And
what she
she
did.
bees over there with the OMS girls, with the G status girls, and now they fucking hate her guts. So it's like it's not y'all, it's her. No
So
shade.
when
She
I
just
had,
thinks her
so when
ex.
I had looked at her season and I said, oh, okay, girl. That's why towards the end of our season, when she would, I was popping back at her because I said, girl, now I see you for what you really are. Now let's go, because girl, what you was giving, you can't take this mouth, baby. This the mouth of the South. I don't know how they do it on the West, but the South, yeah. That's why I'm.
Yeah, Nicole Nicole is it's not gonna really. I told you before. Nicole likes the little back and forth,
Yeah,
and
she do.
she,
Yeah, you
she,
did say
she,
that.
she likes the back and forth.
Yeah.
She's a Sagittarius just like me. She lives for a little good back and forth. It
Yeah.
don't really make her never mind. You know, she just likes to be up in the mix
Mm-hmm.
and be all up in everybody's business. What happened, friend?
Yeah.
What happened, friend? What
Messy.
happened, friend? Bitch, mind your business.
It's nosy.
That's like some old. You know the lady off of 702?
Huh?
No, 70. What's 70? What's this 70?
227.
227. Yes, thank you. 227. The girl out the window just be everybody business. Just stick her out the motherfucking window and mind everybody else's business. That's motherfucking Nicole. What happened? I heard somebody husband was out with somebody girl and this and this.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, that is Nicole. Nicole
Mm-hmm.
minds everybody else's business but her own fucking
Mm-hmm.
self.
Yeah, and there's one bitch business you ain't fit to get.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she definitely stirs the pot and hide her motherfucking hands. That's what she does.
Yeah, and I realized that I'm like, oh girl, I'm so thankful that Jason ain't like, oh, we're gonna do the family reunion mix out because I was like, girl, it will not, will not probably be cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to Andario the other day, and he was like, maybe we just sit you and Nicole there and have a conversation. I said, Lord, 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 Lord.
That'll be entertaining. Listen, y'all better get on y'all Zeus shit. There's a lot of girls that got beef with her, that got beef with her. Like fucking Jatwan got beef with her, trying to knock her motherfucking Mario coins out her head on Oliver's show. Girl, Nicole is just fucking ruffling everybody feathers, child.
Yes, I think she do gets a kick out of ruffling these folks' feathers.
She do. She literally laughs and was like, she's like Ursula. Like she just loves to steal everybody's fucking shine. She just loves it.
Because I was like, oh
Instead
my
of stealing the
God.
voice, she steals the shine.
I'm like, girl, oh Lord. I'm like, but now I see that with her. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna let her do her thing. Chill. As long as we good and we see each other on our
Mm-hmm.
shit. Okay, I ain't worried about you, girl. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Continue.
Yeah, no shade. You just have to know who the bitch is, and
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna be all up in the mix. Give her unsolicited ass
Opinion.
opinion, just like everybody else.
Because I promise
But
you, when I first saw her on these lines, I'm like, girl, who is her? Like, she over here talking like she's sickening and she just did her big one or whatever on her show. And I go and look at it, I'm like, girl, that old poo-poo ass motherfucking season, you playing with me?
mm-hmm.
I'm like, girl, I would have been the motherfucking star of this show too.
No
With that catch
shade.
I had.
So that reunion was a fucking mess because the girls came on late. They were drunk as shit. They was loud as fuck.
Okay. That's why,
Belligerent
like,
as fuck.
you see, even like with our reunion, they was asking me, you drinking, son? I said, no, I'm not drinking. I want to be able to get my point across as clear as possible.
And that's what
I
the
don't want to sit right
fuck you
here.
did.
I was like, I'm not drinking today because, baby, George them was drinking, Ted was drinking, everybody was drinking. I said, yeah, no, I'm not drinking because I didn't want to, go there.
You completely ate when you told that bitch. I called the manager about this little ass section. Bitch, she said he wasn't even control of that fucking little ass section. That's when I was like, Sean, you did what most girls wouldn't do. Get to the bottom of shit. Really get to the bottom of shit. Because
Yes,
who would have thought to call actually call the
crew,
manager?
exactly. Let's call the manager. Because,
Mm-hmm.
like, let's do that. Because it's like, you sit around here saying that, oh, my shit fake. That's why they was asking, why you didn't put up the receipts? I'm like, come on, y'all. This childish. Me putting up a $800, $1,000 receipt, bitch. It's in my email. Bitch, it's on my bank statements. I'm not going to sit right here and lie about buying fucking Balenciaga and all of that shit. It's shallow. It's shallow as fuck to keep talking about what I fucking bought. Like, girl, I know my shit ain't fake. I'm not about to, go back and forth with someone that probably
Mm-hmm.
never did this before. So I'm like, girl, I'm not explaining it. Like, bitch, I'm
Shit,
going.
I just bought my first pair of Balenciaga.
Like, girl,
Bitch, I was so hurt
okay,
how much was it
exactly.
cost, bitch?
And the price
And
isn't
I'm not
even
and I'm
the
not
price is
ashamed to
not
say
even a
it, bitch.
problem,
I'm not a designer girl. Like I'm
right?
just not.
The
Like
price ain't even a problem. It's when they start adding all the extra tax. You be like, fuck, bitch, fuck, damn, ho.
that shit was $60 in tax. I
I
was like,
I
bitch.
be like, bitch, $100 in fucking tax, bitch.
Oh, she tried
I
it.
be
She tried
mad
it.
as fuck. That's why I'm like, girl, half of this shit that's in my closet, I'm gonna put it right on Depop because I know I'm not wearing it. Like them croc boots. Like I'm not gonna be no fake bitch. Be like, girl, you buy it and you go resell it. I'm gonna be like, girl, first of all the celebrities do that, so don't sit right here and like they don't. They do it.
No shade,
So,
no shade.
like, girl, they,
Because who was returning shit from motherfucking Neiman Marcus,
yep,
Sheree Ace.
yep. I don't return it. I'll just resell it. Because they're techy to return to Neiman Marcus. Because Neiman Marcus will get your ass and will not let you buy shit from them no more if you keep doing that shit. So
Mm-hmm.
just resell it.
Well, you gave me some motherfucking gems. You gave me some gems today.
Yes, yeah. And like if it's a timeless piece or if it's a hot commodity piece, like Balenciaga, that shit's gonna sell. Especially like all that shit, like it's gonna resell. Is it gonna resell for the same price you got it for? Probably not. But at least you get a return on some of it that you pay for. So
Mm.
that's why when people be like, "You got designer girl?" Yeah, I sure do. Cause bitch, I know I'm gonna resell this shit and I'm going to get a good hefty return on it. Now, some of my pieces I do keep. Like if it's a sneaker, a cute sneaker, I would keep that. Now, like my Balenciaga Croc boots that I had on, um, I didn't resell those yet, but I am gonna resell those when the winter time come back up because I know that the girls gonna want them. So I'm gonna resell those. Some of those them expensive pieces I'm reselling, like my reunion look. I think I'm gonna resell that too because I'm like, bitch, that's couture. I'm not gonna probably wear that again either. Like, girl. So yeah. I'm like, bitch, I'm
Okay.
smart. I'm smart with my stuff. I don't know about everybody else, but I am very smart. Like, that's why they need, like, even if you don't resell it to Depop, if you have, like, couture pieces or, like, that's why I really do need to be putting this on my blog. If you have, like, real nice couture pieces, you can sell it to consignment shops. You can sell it to, what are those, like, what Marlo owns. What's that shit called? Uh,
La Flish or something.
um,
I don't know,
it's
child.
called a damn. Uh, um, I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
I think
But
you
those,
sell it to stars for like sets and stuff.
you sell it to like stars and sets, so they can have it on
Mm-hmm.
their set for whatever, whenever they may need it or a piece or a look or storefronts, fashion storefronts that allow people to rent pieces. You can sell it to those too, and they'll buy it. If it's couture, they're gonna buy it because it's hot commodity. Everybody wants a couture piece, especially when you have stylists and designers and things like that, especially with like that particular piece. And yes, you can get it custom made and hit up the designer in Africa and get it done and possibly pay a coin, or you can just rent the look and be perfectly fine with that too.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's just a couple of gems I learned, and I need to put them on my blog too because I think a lot of people don't know that. Like even like with that H&M Mugler, I definitely wanted a piece from that because one, it was very cheap Mugler, but also with that, like it's H&M Mugler, I was gonna probably wear it like once, resell it. Like those are like pieces that you don't keep in your closet because it is couture. Like what I'm gonna keep in my closet is probably like some Boohoo, some Sheen, something I'm gonna wear, each and every
Mm.
day, to work or to,
I think you should archive that couture piece.
you think I should?
I think you should archive it. That was sickening.
Yeah,
That was sickening. I'm not even gonna lie. That outfit was sickening when I saw
I
it.
think I might. I've been thinking about archiving it just because that's like that will be I'm pretty sure a staple look for me. So I might do archive it. And I just love when I get like custom looks and custom designs made. Because I'm like, bitch, it's just for me. Like, it's very, you would probably not find someone in this And I love that. That's one thing I do like about custom couture. Like it makes you feel like
Do you hear me?
it's special. Huh?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because somebody just called me, so I thought I was out. This nigga
Yeah.
still calling me, child. Leave me alone. But anyway, um, oh, he used to be a teacher for John Lewis. What?
Oh, they talking about me. Oh my gosh, bye. Get off of here. These kids.
He used to. Oh, you used to be a teacher?
Yes, yes, I did. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, and I don't know how these
Wait,
children.
you said that. You said that's why you and Kiki
Yeah,
would
that's
be
why I
good
thought.
friends because y'all was teachers. Okay,
Yes.
got you.
Yeah, I used to teach in Atlanta for Atlanta Public Schools. And I
Really?
don't know why these kids over here clocking my teeth. Get off this damn live.
So that's
What
one
I
of your
do? What?
students or something?
Probably, probably.
You got clocked. Not John Lewis. Now we gonna find out John Lewis. What the fuck was that?
Like, oh my gosh, stop.
Oh my god, you don't work there no more, right?
No, I know I don't.
Okay,
No,
good,
this in that was back in
good.
years ago.
Cause girl, they're gonna be like,
Child, they would have
"What
been
you
like, girl.
said, teacher?
They would have been like, girl, we found on son job. No, sorry, boo. No, don't even work here no more.
You said you was gonna bust on that man's face.
We have to let you go.
We had to
Nah.
let you go, child. They already trying to take Kiki job from her.
Okay, child, nah, boo.
Child, they is so ruthless.
I'm like, baby.
Hey, CJ.
Teachers ain't even paying me
Mm-hmm.
what I need to be paid. Hey, CJ, I can't wait to see you in a few weeks.
Oh, what y'all doing? Y'all partying?
You know, Juneteenth, the Juneteenth shenanigans.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I know it's not as big as as it has been in the past couple of years, but I guess we gonna make some shake out of it.
Good pussy Camelot.
Okay.
About to spread that pussy all over Juneteenth, honey. Yes. All the girls want to get that good pussy from Kim. Kim. Now that's a bitch that got good pussy that have the niggas shaking, honey. Ugh. You can learn a lot from that bitch.
Cam is a sweet too, and it's just a lot of people that I met like from the Chasing franchise. Even there's a perfect example like of somebody that was just like so nice and sweet. You know, definitely behind the scenes, but just was showing love. Like Cam, so good. Like, whew, I just loved it. I think like now that it's over with, it's like now I know how to go about certain shit.
Yeah, I used to read the fuck out of Camelot. I used to read the fuck out of her. But I feel like since, I like now, like she kind of know, like it's no hate in my heart. Like, cause I was like, Kim, come here, bitch, come here. I ain't gonna talk shit because I actually met Kim in Atlanta. And I was like, come here, Kim. Like, I don't got beef with you, baby. Like, I live for little Kim. He's actually not as short as people would think.
Yeah, he's not in person. Yeah, he's not
Short.
that short. Yeah, he's kind of like me and her. I think like a bit like 5'8", 5'9".
Mm-hmm. Like the girls, I'm thinking that the girls is like kind of like knee high. Like when I met Oliver was like real tall. I was like, God damn. Oh, probably was the shoes that he had, the boots he had on. But he was cute. He had an ass on him.
Oh yes,
I didn't understand why he got a BBL because he already
right.
had an
That's what I
ass on
said
him.
too. Because I'm like, Oliver always had an ass. It's just now even more like, child. Okay,
I saw that ass in person. I was like, ooh.
right.
Right.
I'm like, bitch, your ass is already fitting now. The bitch
Yeah, I
is
was like, you
it's
stupid
right
as
there.
shit doing that BBL.
Right. He didn't need it, in my opinion. I don't think.
Yeah, he didn't need it. Shit. But listen, thank you for coming on and just really talking to me about this motherfucking reunion.
Oh, I
I
get
can't
to
wait for
ask
next.
you,
What?
who was your favorite? So, who was your favorite sister? Who was like the girls that you feel like they could have be a little better?
Um, wait. We talking about the fashions?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like you, Trey. I like Kesey's look. I love Kesey's look. Who else? Jet, I'm not gonna lie, I liked his little Nicki
I liked
Minaj.
it too. I think it
Like
was
I
really
liked
good.
it. Met
Me
Gala. I
too.
like that look. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I feel like George, DeAndre, Londi,
Mhm.
uh, and let's put motherfucking Robert in there. They all could have got better suits and jackets or anything like that. They didn't have to go down to the motherfucking Men's Warehouse and rent them a suit just to take the shit back. Like, you should rip that motherfucking suit up. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even a suit girl. I don't like suits. But I feel like you could have did your biggest one.
Yeah.
And I feel like DeAndre probably went down to the Piggly Wiggly, got him a suit out the packaging, and was like, "Oh, this was cute. Let me just get it." He didn't really give a fuck about his outfit. I didn't like his outfit. But yeah, like I don't like half of the outfits. Kiki didn't even motherfucking try. I saw that monstrosity in full picture, and I was like, "Girl, you could have stayed late, girl. You could have called out sick, girl. No shade. Is that all? I'm just glad that Asher didn't look dirty this time.
Every
Yeah, I'm being honest. Like, Asher half the season just look unwashed. Like, this is no tea because I feel like he's a great rapper and I love his Hood Nigga Princess shit, but half of the times he like the confessional. He looked very homeless in the confessional with just a jacket and no shirt. I felt like it was not tea. I felt like he looked homeless to me. It's giving homeless tees. And sometimes he'll just have a crop top and some cute little shorts. But I just feel like it was just he just give uncleanliness vibes. So I'm just glad that he actually took a shower this time and put on something cute, like a little cute little rhinestone, like
yeah.
sheer skirt moment. It was cute with the little glasses, little plaids, and it was cute for the moment. I just feel like I'm just glad that he took a bath, took a shower this time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But thank you, Aaron, for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Always, always. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get DeAndre up here some way, somehow. We was
And, child,
been supposed to do this
I
shit,
think
but child, he
if
can't
you can
get.
get him up here, that'll be a miracle. Cause she bigger than life, honey, when it comes to
Uh,
Tracy. Although she big to be on this, cause she also.
I feel like I'm the only one that's like literally Team DeAndre. I was
And
the
the thing
only
is,
one
I
like
really wanted to
waving
see
the
it for
red
her,
flag.
girl. I'm like, but girl, the thing is, call a spade, and let the girls know. You tried out for Atlanta too. Atlanta didn't get in your, season 5. So, girl, you moved to Dallas. They gave you a spot on Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
girl. So but give the girl give credit when it's due. So don't try and now, feel like, oh girl, I ain't fucking with the brand. When you done bid these folks for your opportunity, you got it. Now you don't want it. Now you don't want it.
Now he's about to move back to Atlanta. Ain't he's moving back to Atlanta?
I don't know. Probably, child. Ain't no telling. Ain't
I,
no telling.
I mean, if he's not gonna be on this season, what the fuck are you there
I
for?
don't. I don't know, honey. I just.
It's a lot. I
Yeah.
understand.
I
But let me get on. Thank you, Sean.
no
We gonna talk
problem.
later, guys.